Today, Precarious plays Metroid Prime 2 Echoes.
I know what it is about oats. Oath.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to stop calling it oats because it's going to be confusing across episodes. It is Oath, the board game. Oath. I think I might be getting to what it is. It's that all of the characters and pieces within the game are designed to be non-specific. And so it feels like I'm playing a lot of stories at once because of how relational my brain likes to be. So it can simultaneously be all of the stories that I find that are related to whatever action is happening. Because unlike D&D, for example, with D&D, you pick your character, you decide what that character is, you decide what that setting is, and yes, you can improvise within that reality, but like when I'm playing Oath, I am simultaneously thinking about all of the space opera intrigue and, like hard fantasy sticks and horses storylines at the same time as all of the
Sticks and horses?
yeah, sticks and horses, dude with a stick, dude with a horse, sticks and horses. Some horses are pointier and some sticks are pointier than that. Okay? Like sticks and horses. You know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got magic. It's just people, sticks, and horses. Okay? So, like, all of those stories that I've read, I think about all of them at the same time. And I don't have to at any point decide which one I'm playing in unless I want to. Mm-hmm. It's not like you have to decide that you're going to go step in the hologram and then play what would it be like to go hang out with Mark Twain. It would be like playing that at the same time as just existing on the starship as pretending to be in, I don't know, Treasure Planet or what have you fiction. It's all of it at once. It can be. It's not excluding anything, which allows me to feel comfortable pulling from a lot of different experiences when I'm considering what I want to do in the game, because what I want to do in the game is not always... It is always mechanical, but it is not devoid of story content. So if I decide I want to act a certain kind of way, I can stay within that and pull from lots of different source material without having to stick to any one thing, which is fun for me. And maybe other people don't put that limitation on themselves so much when they're playing TTRPGs, but like whenever I build a character, I try to stick to it because that's part of the fun is being in character, right? Mm-hmm. But this is like a top level crazy mishmash. And I really like it.
What you said really spoke to me. It touched my heart.
Oh, it did?
So, from now on, I will only engage with media that sticks and horses. I'm gonna have a 100% diet of stick and horse media.
I think the only... You know where that came from?
No.
My conception of what hard fantasy is?
What? Where?
A Knight's Tale.
Oh.
Where they talk about that scene where she's pissed at him and she's like, better a silly girl with a flower than a silly boy with a horse and a stick.
I didn't remember.
I remember a lot of that movie. I really liked that movie.
I haven't watched A Knight's Tale since before the lead actor passed away, because I thought that I would just... I see it and I'm like, I should watch that again. And then I remember who's in it and I'm like, no, I'm sad.
Yeah, well, I don't think I have either, but I think that... How many times have you watched that movie before that, though?
Twice.
Okay, yeah, no, that was like a weekly thing for me. Like my friends and I would, like when you would When I was the tattoo artist at school.
Yeah.
Okay, my gang and I would get together and watch things like Indiana Jones and make milkshakes.
I don't think you were supposed to do that, but I did it anyway.
So, A Knight's Tale was definitely one of the multiple watches. I actually lumped that in. I know it came out much later, of course, but there were just certain movies that would kind of get added to the Watch It All the Time collection.
Yeah.
And some of which were just like real bad. And I don't know. I think maybe we just watched them because they were available and not so bad that everyone would just try to leave the room, you know? Mm-hmm. But A Knight's Tale was one of those movies. The first Indiana Jones and the third Indiana Jones, but not the one with the monkey brains that was real gross.
It was really gross, but the mine carts.
I don't care. It was not good enough.
But the mine carts.
No, don't care. Anyways, the one with Sean Connery was the best one. I said it. And I think everyone agrees, so I don't think that was controversial.
I really like the mine cart.
All right, that's great for you. And
that is in the second one, right?
I don't remember because I don't remember the second one and I don't remember the mine cart. So yes, it was in the second one by product of deduction. It was almost certainly in the
mine carts are super iconic.
Yeah, that's great. But anyways,
mine
also
cart.
Oh my god, and depending on like whose stupid kid brother was around, we would occasionally watch Tremors. Like I've seen Tremors more than once, which is the one about like sandworms and everybody's like stuck in a diner or something. I remember fiercely trying to not pay attention to that. Used to watch, what was it? Fried Green Tomatoes.
Oh no, hold on, it's one of these. Okay, give me a second. 1. 2. Okay. And then is this the third one? Okay, and then where's the fourth one? Where's the fourth one? Is that the fourth one? Is the door the fourth one?
It does not appear to be so.
I mean, I can see them through walls, so...
It must...
Oh, is it... Do I shoot...
Yeah.
But I'm not sure which one. 1. I wonder how you tell. 2. 3. 4? Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to figure out how you're supposed to determine that exactly some other time.
Anyways, the point is that there were several movies, probably less than 10, that, like, we owned collectively as a friend group and would rewatch. Mm-hmm. And A Knight's Tale was one of my favorite ones. And I watched it, like, I'm not joking, weekly for a little while.
Would you say that... What is the movie you think you've seen most?
This may surprise you. Or maybe not. It's Final Fantasy Advent Children.
Wow.
Yeah.
That does surprise me.
I watched that almost every day for a summer.
Wow.
Because it was so, like, I just loved looking at it. It was gorgeous. It had some, like, awkwardness to it that I found interesting. I was also playing, Kingdom Hearts at the time. So I wanted to, like, I had never played Final Fantasy VII, and I had just, like, Advent Children was my real introduction to the Final Fantasy stuff.
Man, that actually makes me kind of sad, because I'm not... Compared to a lot of people, I'm not that big of a Final Fantasy VII fan.
Uh-huh. I know,
It's grown on me over the years, but in my heart, I barely regard Final Fantasy VII as Final Fantasy.
Well...
Like, I look at it... Sorry to interrupt, but I look at it and I'm like, this is a science fiction game that they really, really wanted the brand for because they, made okay, so here. I would say that Final Fantasy VII has about as much in common, really, with Final Fantasy as Parasite Eve has with Final Fantasy. It really does just feel like we keep trying to make other games, but unless we put Final Fantasy on the front, it doesn't sell.
Yeah.
Please buy our sci-fi game called Final Fantasy.
Well, and I went back and I tried to play Final Fantasy VII like as the game that it came out as, that like wowed everybody, which I still understand why it was impressive or whatever, but I missed that.
Yeah.
I was not on that boat, and then when I came back, I was like, this boat is a museum.
Final Fantasy IX is still good today, though. It's still good today.
Remind me
You can
which
play
one
it
that
today.
is?
The best
Oh my god.
The best Final Fantasy that has a number in the title.
Is it the one?
Because I have to leave room for the actual best one. It's Tactics.
I know it's Tactics. We all know it's Tactics, okay?
Final Fantasy Tactics is the best Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy IX is a...
Is Final Fantasy IX the one with the island, or is it the one with the pirates? Does it start with a play?
Yes, it's the one that starts with a play, and it has Vivi, and it has Dagger, and it has Steiner, and some other characters, but those are the important ones.
I think I'd be interested, because we started looking at that.
We were gonna play it on the show, but I got gun shy because sometimes my Steam copies of Final Fantasy games they're not so technologically cooperative.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Final Fantasy X crashes on my PC often, and I wasn't looking forward to
fighting that.
Having Final Fantasy IX crash in the middle of an important scene, because then we end up having to do what we did in Fire Emblem, where sometimes stuff would happen in Fire Emblem, and we'd have to take several weeks off so we could approach a scene with the same level of energy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to...
That would hurt. That would hurt your soft feelings for that lovely piece of art, and we don't want to do that.